Hi, I'm Lilo, you're watching HeadBangers LifeStyle. I'm here with the bass player of Life of Agony, Alan Robert. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me.
How was the show today?
A lot of fun.
A lot of fun?
Yeah, it was
crowded,
great.
right?
Oh yeah, it was packed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the sun came out, it was awesome.
Yeah. Alcatraz is kind of special for Life of Agony to be here.
We've been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few times now.
And they're now celebrating their 10th anniversary.
Exciting, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So really good to be back here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like second home for us, actually.
Yeah. And besides being a musician, you have other passions. You've been a graphic designer, drawing.
Yeah.
What would you like to tell about that? It's like.
Well, I actually started out as an artist before the music. Self-taught playing music, and I started kind of late, about 16, 17 years old. But I wanted to be a comic book artist. That's what I went to school for. And the same year that I graduated art school was the same year that River Runs Red was recorded. And I had to choose, should I go with the art, should I go with the music? And I figured that the music was such a once-in-a-lifetime chance. Let me try it out, see what happens. I could always go back to the comic book stuff, and turned into a 20-plus year career in music. But around 2010, I said, I gotta get this comic book idea out of me. And thankfully I hooked up with IDW Publishing, and they put out a bunch of my series since then. There's Wire Hangers and Crawl to Me, Killagy, and most recently, the Beauty of Horror coloring books, which are like horror-themed adult coloring books, and that's been a big hit.
It is, because that is like for in bookstores, mainstream. Where can people buy it?
Yeah, everywhere.
So, everywhere.
Yeah.
And for people who doesn't know your artwork, can you a little bit describe what the style is? What is your signature, so to speak, as an artist?
You know, I purposely try to change it up for every series. I really try to capture the right tone and vibe of the story that I'm telling, because I also write the stories. So every comic book series has a different look and feel. So one comic can be very textural, very a lot of atmosphere, a lot of lighting techniques, and another one will be very flat and very monotone. So it really changes depending on the story and what kind of mood that I want to capture. Yeah,
so like light and dark figures.
Yeah, and some are more whimsical. The Beauty of Horror coloring books are all very mixture of beauty and horror. You know, it's a lot of gruesome imagery, but done in a very beautiful way. Some very symmetrical and whimsical. It was actually a #1 bestseller last year.
Were you surprised by that?
Shocked.
You were shocked,
I was
yeah?
completely surprised, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't see that one coming.
No, you know, I do this stuff for fun.
Yeah.
And if it connects with people, that's great.
Yeah. And is there anyone in particular who has been really an inspiration for you in the field of art and design? Is there any?
Well, I wouldn't even be doing this if it wasn't for a comic book artist named Mike Zeck. He's the guy that made the Punisher that everyone knows so well. The Punisher comic character. And that was from the 80s. And I was a little kid, and I would go to the comic book conventions with my books to get signed. Can you sign this, please? And he was so nice and generous with his time, and signed all my issues. And that was it meant a lot to me, and it inspired me to draw.
Yeah, I imagine. And are you also going to Comic-Con fairs, for instance?
Yeah, the last few years I've been doing the one in San Diego and New York City, and they're huge.
Yeah,
and
it's really booming.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And what kind of people are showing up there? I mean, can you really relate to fans, for that matter, their passion for art and for comic?
Oh yeah, you know, and I think there's a lot of crossover between the band and the comics that I'm doing, because all the stuff I'm doing is horror themed. And I think there's a lot of horror fans that are into metal music, and likewise metal music that are into horror. So I think it's a good fit, you know, and so you get a lot of crossover from the music scene.
Yeah, is there any character that you drawn yourself that you're really fond of, or maybe really have a special feeling for? Something that you created?
Well, there was one really fun one. you know, a lot of the series that I do are very dark and dramatic. But then I took a break from that with this one series called Trilogy, which was more of a dark comedy. And I had the idea of basing all the characters off of real life celebrities. And I contacted those celebrities to lend their likenesses and personas to the story. So I got Marky Ramone from the Ramones, and Doyle from the Misfits, and Frank Vincent from Goodfellas. And threw them all in a comic zombie apocalypse storyline, and it was a lot of fun, and it was a great series. And then after that, I said what would be even better was to animate it and have them use their own voices. And so that's online. You can watch that at kiloganimated.com.
Oh, we have to check that one out.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
How about that? That's something you develop on the way, and even things like this happen. You never thought that could be something happening?
No, I mean, all of it's just ideas that you pursue and you see what happens.
Yeah. Is there anything on your wish list that you want to do in the near future or in the far future?
One thing I'm working on right now, and it takes a very long time to develop movies, but there's one of my earlier titles called Crawl to Me. It's a very dark, emotional story that is being developed into a feature film right now. And so I'm a producer on it, and we're just putting all the pieces together. We have a great team in place to hopefully shoot this winter, so that's exciting.
Something to look forward to. And if you are at home and you're sitting on your couch with a big box of popcorn, which old-time favorite classic horror movie would you like to see?
It's funny, my wife has recorded all the old black and white monster movies, and we've been watching them the last few weeks. So we watched Claude Rains and The Invisible Man, and The Wolf Man, and The Mummy. So we've been watching we just watched Nosferatu before I came out here. So
yeah. Is that something be attractive to older movies, older horror movies, is because it's in a different way?
I love the black and white stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And even like you know, the first King Kong and the Godzilla movies.
Yeah.
I just have a passion for that. I mean, we grew up on that stuff, so it's nostalgic for us.
Yeah, new movies are obviously a lot of effects, and there's not so much for the imagination. Maybe
there's some great new ones, but you know, when Jaws comes on TV, you can't turn it off. You have to just watch it from whatever point. And same with The Shining.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much. We're gonna wrap it up. Okay. We're gonna say thank you for watching HeadBangers Lifestyle.